hear me out. When it comes to Battletech, you know, you could go out and just buy a bunch of random mechs and be like, all right, this is cool, I'm ready to play. And I did that exactly. I went ahead and got myself, over time, plenty of mechs that I found interesting. These being, of course, examples of the Timberwolf mech that I love to use. Well, I love to use it, but I usually don't use it, to be honest. But still, I thought it would be really cool to get one of these and get some more, because there's subversions of these. I can go and get, you know, this mech, and it would be really cool to have, because it's like a Mad Cat 4, you know, it's a Timberwolf 4, called the Savage Wolf. And this is like an XL version of the Mad Cat 2. Isn't that awesome? And of course, just for the heck of it, I got this because if you're playing Alpha Strike, you'll suddenly realize that, you know, sometimes you want cool special ability. That thing on the right there has heat attacks it can perform, and it does its own ECM. It's actually a pretty cool critter. And so here I was thinking, hey, I can include these in my Battletech games, and all of a sudden I came across, no, you can't. You see, yeah, this isn't available. None of these are available during the clan invasion period. Okay, well enough. Well, you know, if I can play during the FedCom Civil War, then perhaps I can get some shots in. Well, that will include you this guy, but not these two. It's like, really? But, okay, what if I play later, like, you know, during the Jihad? Well, if you're playing in the late Jihad, you might be able to squeeze this guy in, but he's mostly a Dark Age design, and this guy is definitely a Dark Age design. Okay, so I can't use these guys I bought for my collection. That's right. Unless you're playing a game set in the Dark Ages, these guys can't be used. And then, you know, the thing is, the Dark Ages of Battletech is something, I'll be honest with you, I don't like the Dark Age. It's what happened when they stopped the normal game, took over to a different company, and decided, hey, let's make games based on cheaply made plastic that's painted and inked in like the most rudimentary way possible, with a few decals here and there. And yeah, let's make a whole different Battletech game. That was the Dark Ages for me. Now you can buy medals and you can play it with the classic Battletech rules, but you know, Dark Ages was pretty much the reason a lot of these guys who play Battletech stopped playing anything but like a certain age they wanted to play in. You know, these are really cool mechs, but I actually can't play them because in Dark Ages, you're supposed to use like industrial mechs and stuff. These guys here aren't even part of the equation. Not really at all. And so I stop and think to myself, it's like, wouldn't it be nice to play with some really strange advanced new technology in some strange new advanced age? No, we're just going to keep playing Clan Invasion and Succession Wars forever. Okay. You know, I like these Ironwind medals, and I wish I could buy more of them and paint them up in really cool fashions and play them in, like, you know, an interesting setting where maybe you can keep the stuff that isn't up to par with these in a different setting. And much like those who play late war World War II, you have a different subsetting of the war in which you play the latest and greatest big cats against jumbo Shermans and comets from the British. You know, I would love that. Battletech didn't have anything like that until recently. You see, Battletech is releasing a new setting called the iLClan. It's not new. It's been talked about for a while, but general fan pushback has left the iLClan in the dustbin of Battletech development for pretty good reason, because the fan base pretty much decided that they kind of don't want to deal with the developers. The developers have made some BS decisions here and there, screwed around with their game, and so that's actually why you have Battletech being the game it is right now. Major changes have been frowned upon, so the game has only slowly evolved over time. Well, what we're getting is with iLClan, it's a series of PDFs that show the technological upgrades that have happened after the fall of the sphere in the more civilized areas of what's left of the Republic of the Sphere, as the clans, who have pretty much regathered their strength and are launching from their various holdings on the outer regions of the inner sphere, start rolling in to take over Terra once again. The only problem I really have with iLClan as a setting is that it really is Clan Invasion to Electric Boogaloo. However, it also allows us to play with new and interesting mechs, like the Savage Wolf, or the Mad Cat 2X, or the Night Wolf. And they're all metal. Now, if they release plastics for iLClan, I'm not going to complain. But these metals here are fun to paint and collect and put together and stuff. And it's going to be great to have a setting where I can actually use them. And that's what iLClan is. If you hate iLClan, please do. Go ahead. But let me tell you something. When it comes to Battletech, we need to get out of the Dark Age. The Dark Ages belong in the past. You know, like the early 2000s past. Historical games are pretty much what Battletech is nowadays. But it'd be great to have an up-to-date setting. You know, this is the latest part of the timeline. Because the Dark Ages wasn't cutting it. So, let's talk about iLClan for a little bit. Because honestly speaking, I like the iLClan as a concept. And let's hope that the final execution of it turns out better than we were fearing all this time. So, I'm going to go onto the internet for a little bit here. And we're going to together look at the iLClan as it can be for the future of Battletech. So to talk about this further, I've brought up Sarna, the indispensable library of information about Battletech in general. Here we have the various different ages of Battletech, where this age here is where the first battle mech is created, and this being the game as we know it. So here at the very bottom is the iLClan, which has just been added, 3151 to God knows when. Of course, most of us are playing games back here. I salute anybody who's playing games during the Star League. That's a great time to play. But in any case, we have the iLClan here, and we go and look through it. To be perfectly honest, the era doesn't have too much on this in Sarna. It's just a stub. We've just started the era. Now, presently, we do have a resource out. You can go get it. I believe it is for sale. There is a novel called Hour of the Wolf. This is the cover, yada yada. It's still on probation, so Sarna says, please don't use information about this source. It's still in probation. I'm like, well, I might as well just go get the book and start reading it then, right? Which is funny, because I am not a reader of Battletech books. I usually just play the game, you know. But in any case, the iLClan era is just beginning. And it's been talked about for a while. I mean, there are things we know because they have been releasing the recognition guides for iLClan have been released as PDFs. They're about $4 a piece. There's 24 of them, so you do the math. 24 times 4, pretty much $100 to get every last PDF. So I'm willing to bet whatever they're going to be rolled into, you might as well just save your dollars and buy that if you want all of them. I don't know. I'm thinking it probably is a better idea. I'll probably just pick a few mechs that I like and go with them. They've only released 13 out of the 24 guides, though. So we're kind of stuck with what we have. Each recognition guide, I'll go through one really quickly here, but these recognition guides are our first touch with the iLClan age of Battletech. Here we have one of the recognition guides. I'm going to just bounce through it really quickly, so you'll get an idea of what you're being offered right now for iLClan. This is the only one I own, 7 out of 24. So the front cover has art from, what do you know, the new Kickstarter. So most of them are going to be either brand new art or art we've seen for the designs from the new Kickstarter. So we have that. Of course, iLClan has its new symbol here. Each of these little PDFs you get only hosts 5 mechs. This one hosts the Incubus, the War Crow, which is the new one. I kind of like the look of it. This, I believe, is, Clan Snow Raven, yeah. It's a heavy mech, thank God. I'm a huge fan of heavy mechs over assault mechs for various different reasons. But the Warhammer is also hosted here. And they have the Mistlinks and Koshi. Most of the things you get, actually, it's random. It's not guaranteed to be a certain number, but it's between like 4 and 7 character sheets that show the new layouts for the new mechs for this new iLClan age. So Battletech is going to be doing something that I've always thought is very strange. It's kind of unique to this setting. Now here's one question I have. Let's go to the Warhammer. I know what the Warhammer's layout's generally like. So apparently these guys do have clan weapons on board. Some of them don't, but for the most part, like if you look at this layout, this is an inner sphere mech that carries clan weaponry, clan machine gun, clan Streak SRM6. It's got a ERPPC, so I'm guessing that's going to be inner sphere class, and case as if a clan would have it. So these mechs are pretty much built off of the mixed technology rating in Solaris Skunk Work. This is going to be an interesting period to run through because it finally has a melding of clans and inner sphere. And it's not going to take away the fact if you want to play the inner sphere factions. Well, congratulations. You can bring clan technology. It used to be salvaged. Now I think they just rebuild stuff with it. Yeah, I'm going to point something out about Battletech that has always kind of annoyed me a little bit, but it's also, this is its own setting, so I allow each setting to have its own unique foibles and things. You can't just force your own ideals or the ideals of the real world even onto a fictional setting. So here we have Battletech. Here is the Age of War. The end of the Age of the War is when the first battle mech was created. You had the Mackie, followed very shortly by like the Archer and stuff like that. Warhammer eventually came out. But here we have the Star League. This was the time when battle mechs were actively being made, upgraded, refitted, had different versions being created, and newer mechs would succeed old mechs. So this was like the production era for mechs, and it's 210 years total. Do the math there. It's 210 years total. The Star League is where, like, the Warhammer was created, for example. Then you have 268 years worth of early and late succession wars. Then you have 11 years worth of clan invasion. Although the first 3 wars are like the invasion from the Rock onwards up to Tukayid. Then you have the FedCom Civil War and all the fun that was entailed. You have this disgusted period. Ew. 12 years worth of this garbage. Yeah. Only 5 years worth of FedCom Civil War. The FedCom Civil War actually did have some really interesting battles, and it was more fun to play in than the Jihad that followed. What's really sad, a lot of FedCom Civil War mechs show up in the Jihad source book. It's sad. Then you have a good 69 years of this, which is a Dark Age. For those of you who do not know, the Dark Age began with WizKids saying, hey, we own Battletech now, let's make a clix game, which was disgusting. And there are people out there who pick it up and like, this is neat, let's play with this. And it's like finding someone who has picked up a super soaker and is like, wow, this is kind of cool. When it's like, hey, we have fire equipment over here that shoots actual water hundreds of feet. Oh, well. The actual ideas behind the Dark Age is kind of cool, where they had, you know, civilian equipment that had to be used in warfare. But yeah, think about it. This is iLClan. And from iLClan back to the beginning of the Star League, that's 575 years. This is a huge span of time. And the technology that was created in the Star League, like the Warhammer, gets used in iLClan. You can play a 500-year-old mech in iLClan. Now, in the real world, you have stuff where technology outdates other forms of technology. For example, here, you're probably using like the Mark IV tank, right? And then you had to discard that and go to like the A-10 Cruiser. Then you discarded that and went to like the Crusader. Then you discarded that and went on to like the Comet or the Cromwell. And then you discard that and go on to the Centurion, the Chieftain, the Challenger, yada yada. But, you know, something else came out that was better than, so you started using that instead of the old stuff. And to use the old stuff was pretty much possible, but set yourself up for defeat a lot of the times. I actually like the idea some people brought up where you would have successive eras where you play with different gear in different ages. I'm going to do that with iLClan. I'll only play with like some good stuff from the Dark Age that's kicking around, and I'll mix it in with some stuff that comes out for the specifically for the iLClan. It'll probably all be either Ironwind Metals. If Catalyst Games decides to be proactive and make a plastic set that is iLClan, that would be kind of cool, and I would buy that plastic set. Given how Catalyst Games work, it's going to be coming out in like, you know, 2025. Whatever they cook up with for iLClan, I'll be fine with it. So yeah, in the near future, we will see iLClan, and there'll be no stopping it. They're producing iLClan; it's just happening. We're going to see other stuff too, but let's be honest. Most of us are still going to play Succession Wars, right? Clan Invasion, still there. Civil War, FedCom Civil War. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing like some Star League stuff. I wouldn't mind seeing stuff from the Civil War receive plastics. There's a lot of mechs there that are actually pretty cool design. And most of you guys are probably going to play something else, but it's better than Dark Age. It's better than having to kowtow to the legacy of the Clix game, haunting your every move. And that's the way I'm looking at it. It's not even my favorite era yet, although, to be fair,
I'm saying let's look into it. Let's go see what we can do with iLClan, because let's be honest, it's up to us, the players, to make iLClan the best setting out there. Because we live in an age where Catalyst Games is going to listen to us. So let's do stuff. If they have participation games, go play participation games. If you want to whine on the internet, you're a loser and a sorry bitch. But people do that by whining on the internet to change the game. I'd rather just play in tournaments and stuff like that. I'm not really a tournament player, but for Battletech, I think I might be. I'll be at the bottom of the ranking, I'll guarantee that. Hope you enjoy the video. Hope you enjoy the upcoming iLClan. If you don't enjoy the iLClan, it's probably because it's just not what you want in Battletech. That happens. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, and may you have a great rest of your day, or night, or galactic era.